In a fantasy world, there was a charming Hmong village. A beautiful young lady from that village fell into a well in the middle of the forest. After 13 days had passed with no news about the girl's appearance, her parents held a small funeral to bid her farewell. Many villagers cried and mourned. The well connected to the world of dragons. This beautiful young Hmong girl who fell into the well was named Gao Yer. The well connected to a lake. She swam into the shallow of this lake and started to walk slowly upstream. She walked barefoot on sharp blades of grass, her feet bleeding and painful. Her tearful eyes showed fear and hunger. She came upon a palace. She walked quietly into a room filled with lots of delicious-looking food. She ate all the food and fell deeply asleep. The dragon prince, a 9-headed dragon named Ntsuj, walked into the room. He saw the plates were empty and became very angry. He walked towards the bed, his steps light and silent, and saw the beautiful Gao Yer. The 9-headed dragon changed into a very handsome young Hmong man. He saw a beautiful stranger sleeping on his bed. He fell in love at first sight. His face calmed and filled with joy. He smiled and saw her bloody feet. He took out the sharp blades of grass and bandaged her feet. Gao Yer woke up and felt no more pain. She saw an attractive young man sitting on the side of the bed. He told her not to be scared and that she was welcome to stay in his bedroom. There they introduced each other with a warm smile. Ntsuj took Gao Yer to tour his palace and introduced her to his parents, the king and queen of the dragon world. Ntsuj ex-girlfriend suddenly appeared, heart-aching seeing Ntsuj had someone sitting next to him. One day, Ntsuj told Gao Yer that he was on a military mission to leave the palace for 1 month, and Gao Yer should not go out of his palace. However, many days passed by and feeling bored, Gao Yer decided to step out of the prince's bedroom. She wandered on the street in the dragon world and saw that humans were fishing for fish. No, dragons were fishing for humans. Once dragons fished humans, they turned humans into animals like cows, pigs, and chickens. Some dragons would keep human animals and others would sell to other dragons. Gao Yer saw Ntsuj ex-girlfriend, and she quickly turned in the opposite direction, trying to walking home without being noticed. When the 9-headed dragon returned home, he asked the king and queen permission to marry Gao Yer. The king and queen agreed and set the wedding to the first day of next month. On the wedding day, so many dragons of different colors came to support the 9-headed dragor and his wife. The wedding was filled with dancing, singing, magic shows, and lots of delicious food and drinks. Many months passed by. One evening, the 9-headed dragon told his wife, Gao Yer, that he had something important that needs his assistance, and Gao Yer should not go out Toniot. Her appearance outside tonight would destroy their relationship forever. The 9-headed dragon prince left the palace, and Gao Yer stayed as she was told. However, because of jealousy, the prince's ex-girlfriend showed up on the prince's balcony and begged Gao Yer to come outside to watch the storm. Gao Yer told the ex-girlfriend that her husband instructed her not to go outside. After a moment of speaking, Gao Yer finally opened the window and peeked outside. The ex-girlfriend pulled Gao Yer out of the room onto the balcony. The ex-girlfriend then jumped off the balcony. Meanwhile, the window shut and locked Gao Yer outside. Gao Yer saw a 9-headed dragon flying to and from, spitting lots of water, flooding the earth. Gao Yer was confused and watched the tragic scene of many of humans dying. She waited patiently and saw the 9-headed dragon transform into a human and realized it was her husband. Gao Yer did not know that the prince was forced to pour water onto Earth due to the destruction, pollution, littering, and nonsensical killing of nature and animals from humans. Because there were so many things happening at once, Gao Yer was unable to comprehend what she was seeing and fell off the balcony. However, her husband appeared quickly and caught Gao Yer right before she landed on the grass. According to dragon law, if a human saw the 9-headed dragon's transformation, that human would be executed. Since his wife was from another world, the king and queen were willing to let it go, but she must leave the dragon world. The king made a promise to Gao Yer that if she gave birth to a girl, then she would never be able to see the prince again. However, if she gave birth to a boy, then the prince, Gao Yer, and the baby would reunite in the dragon world. The nine-headed dragon and his wife spent their last moments together, under a tree in the bright moonlit night. The husband held his wife tight in his arms. They both cried and strongly believed that they would see each other again. As morning approached, the husband told the wife to climb up the ladder to the human world. They hugged each other tearfully before separating. As the wife reached out her hands from the well, people saw and pulled her out. Gao Yer was pregnant for 12 months and finally gave birth to a son. Shortly after the son was born, the king's promise to Gao Yer transformed her into a colorful dragon. The nine-headed dragon prince showed up in the human world and swept away his wife and his son into the sea. The end.
Eko